Who tells the better story? Let's take our minds back to the 20th century. Where was a young artist, fueled by borrowed money and the schedule of a mouse, setting off on a journey toward his dream? On the other side, a man opened his mailbox, saw a late DVD feed, and thought, there has to be a better way. Two moments, two men. One built a kingdom of magic, the other an empire of code. And today, according to Interbrand's 2023 Global Brand Rankings, Disney is ranked 13th in the world, significantly higher than Netflix. Back to the question we started with. What's your answer? The dreamer or the coder? In this video, we will explore the invisible magic behind Disney and Netflix. The intangible assets that shapes how we remember, how we choose, and how we state. Here's some brief introduction about these two companies. The Walt Disney Company, founded in 1923, is the global leader in family entertainment. It spans theme parks, movies, television, and consumer products, all wrapped in emotional storytelling. Netflix, launched in 1996, has transformed itself from a DVD rental service into the world's top streaming platform. It redefined content delivery with data-driven personalization and rapid innovation. Here comes two short fountain stories, and I will play a little video for this storytelling. Our first story begins in 1928. A man named Walt Disney, born in 1901 in Chicago, with only $40, a suitcase, and a dream, boarded a train to Hollywood. He created a mouse, but not just any mouse. A mouse that loved, danced, and made the world believe in magic. That mouse became Mickey, and what? He became the storyteller of the century. Decades later, another man, Reed Hastings, born in 1960 in Boston, once got charged a $40 late fee by Blockbuster for forgetting to return a DVD. He joked with his friend Mark Redfern, who was born in 1958 in New York, saying, "Why can't it be like a Jane? Just pay monthly and watch whatever you want." They tested mailing a disc. It worked. That small frustration led them to create Netflix, now one of the world's biggest streaming platforms. Okay, then let's try something together. Close your eyes. When I say Disney, what's the first word that comes to your mind? Magic, childhood, safe. Now what about Netflix? Smart, binge, addictive. These words are more than impressions. They're reputations, emotional capital, trust, equity. And they don't live on a balance sheet. They live inside you. Now think, who's the character that grew up with you? Mickey? Simba? Elsa? Sometimes I sadly remember that mouse from childhood. Not the one running through the field, but the one in red shorts, smelling warmly Mickey Mouse. Disney doesn't rely on high-tech or algorithms. Its magic comes from something else. The power to turn characters into emotion and stories into memory. Disney's most powerful intangible asset is its portfolio of iconic characters. Familiar like old friends, Mickey, Elsa, Iron Man, Anna, they've gone beyond the screen. They live in your childhoods, our closets, our memories, and across every part of Disney business. Films, parks, games, and every series on Disney Plus. It's an incredibly expensive brand asset, one that builds an emotional moat no competitor can easily cross. Use Bellow's framework. Disney's IP ecosystem hits all the marks. It's the strategic core of the company, fuels cross-division cooperation, drives global cultural resonance, and rooted in emotion and values. It doesn't need frequent updates because it's timeless. And to me, these characters are more than brands. They appeared in my afternoon cartoons when I was a kid. And now, in late night Frozen with my younger sister, I learned courage from Mulan. I learned growth from The Lion King. These stories have been woven into my own. Disney never tells us who we are. It simply whispers, you can be the hero in your own story. Have you ever wondered what makes Netflix truly powerful isn't how many shows it produces, but how it always seems to know exactly what you want to watch tonight? The real magic of Netflix has never been about quantity. It's light in something quieter, invisible, yet everywhere. Its personalized recommendation algorithm. This system remembers what you've clicked, skipped, fast forward, even the moment you post on a documentary late at night and then moved on. It takes all these small actions and uses them to guess what you might enjoy, then gently suggests something like it's saying, you might like this, give it a try, and it works. Over 80% of Netflix viewing activity comes from recommendations. That's not coincidence, it's strategy. In today's world of content overload, whoever saves users' time wins the battle for attention. Netflix uses this system to cut through the noise, so people can enjoy watching without endless searching. It supports the big goal, growing around the world while still making things feel personal and local. Different users in different countries speak different languages. Each gets a feed that somehow feels just right. From Bellow's perspective, this system is a perfect example of a powerful intangible asset. It fits Netflix business goals, runs every day behind the scenes, helps Netflix stay ahead of other platforms, and is almost impossible to copy because it's built on huge amounts of data and keeps improving. I've experienced this myself. As a busy international student, I often open Netflix late at night just to relax. And sometimes it shows me a quiet, unknown documentary, something I never would found on my own. But I watch it and I think about it. In that moment, I realized it's not just recommendation. It feels like it understands me. To me, the most valuable part of Netflix isn't the content itself. It's how it makes a choice for me and understands me along the way. Okay, so next part is the recommendation of Netflix. Netflix recommendation system I know I enjoy scary movies, but does it know I grew up in China, that I'm studying abroad in Sydney, and that right now I'm simply looking for a little sense of belonging? Let's call this new feature cultural mirror mode. As Netflix grows fast around the world, it keeps adding more and more shows. But in many places, the recommendation feel more and more like a formula. Same kind of characters, same type of stories, same popular shows being shown again and again. This is especially true in countries where English isn't the main language, or where people come from different cultures. There, users start to feel that even though the recommendations are accurate, they don't feel personal. They are smart, but a bit cold. What we need is something more, a system that doesn't just guess what type of show you like, but one that understands who you are and where you're from, and suggests stories in your language, your settings, your culture. Stories that truly feel like they belong to you. In short, it's time for Netflix algorithm to go beyond just knowing our favorite types and start understanding our cultural identity. Imagine a girl growing up in Mexico being recommended a family drama set in Latin America, or a boy raised in Southeast Asia discovering a fantasy series that speaks his native languages. Not just something translated into his language, but something that was written for him for the very beginning. Because for our generation, the best recommendation isn't, you might like this. It's, we know who you are, and this story was made for you. In the end, the most powerful story isn't the one everyone watches. It's the one that feels like it was written just for you. Thank you for watching my video.